Hi everybody. I thought we'd take a inside baseball look at the pipe organ, most particularly this pipe organ at St. Paul's Episcopal. For 46 years, I've had the privilege of playing pipe organs in Mount Vernon, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, and here in Pittsburgh. But since 1998, we've had the wonderful Chance organ. And this is the console. The console is pretty much a command center for all the sounds that this instrument produces. It's not the only manual for the organ that we have, because during the pandemic we cannot play here in the chancel. We're too close to people. So way up there in the gallery there's another console, and we'll go there in a minute and take a look at it. This organ is a 1998 Chance. The installation date is 1998. It has about 64 ranks of pipes, and those pipes are situated in the chancel, in these chambers. This is the choir chamber, and this is the swell division chamber. But what I like most is our organ has a substantial number of pipes in the room, and you can hear them without acoustic deflection. Pipe organs, of course, come in different shapes and sizes. No pipe organ is alike, but there are some generalities that you can make. This particular instrument is, in terms of technology, an electro-pneumatic action. That is, every time a key is pressed. Other kinds of organs are those that come from the 16th and 17th and 18th centuries, called mechanical action organs. That is, every time you strike a note, a metal lever, not an electronic connection, a metal lever pulls the lever so that air will go into the pipe. The flexibility of having electro-pneumatic action is that you can move this wonderful console in a variety of places. It has a so-called umbilical cord that connects the wiring from the console to the power. And if you've been at St. Paul's for a while, you know we move the console quite a bit. But here it is to stay during this period where we need easy access to the instrument. Our organ at St. Paul's is generally called an American classic. That is, all the sounds that this organ can produce are able to play comfortably all the stylistic sounds and expectations that the repertoire has demanded from the beginning of time. So you can play Bach on this instrument, you can play César Franck, you can play modern music. And the reason that you can play all that repertoire is the stops, the organ sounds that our organ can select. Without going into any specifics, there are 4 kinds of sounds on an organ that can be blended with one another quite successfully. There are the principal sounds, which you've heard thus far. There are flute sounds. There are reed sounds. This is the trumpet. And there are sounds that we might call strings. And I'm going to play these from the back organ. There's also a remarkable sound that organs can create for bright sounds, sensations that are bright. And I'm going to pick here all the principles, and I'm going to add something called the mixture. And you get this. Quite a strong sound. So those are the sounds that an American classic organ create. Other styles are instruments that you can classify as neo-Baroque instruments. That is exclusively the stop selection that Johann Sebastian Bach would prefer, or a French organ instrument, the sounds that César Franck and the Romanticists of that 19th century school would demand. When we decided we needed a new instrument, and quite frankly, we needed a new organ because our old organ in the 1990s was breaking down, we looked at a lot of different organ builders. And we made the smart decision to hire an organ consultant, that is, someone who could guide us along the way. It's a very important decision because it's an expensive instrument. This instrument cost originally $850,000. Today, it must be priced at about $1.5 million. John Walker, who was at Shadyside Presbyterian and who is our dear friend, helped us make the decision of builders. We looked at a variety of builders, and he helped us make those decisions in terms of costs and aesthetics and what is actually most useful in our liturgy. He made some wonderful suggestions on the kinds of sounds that we might like, and one of the best suggestions I think he had was the sound of our reeds. There is an instrument or a sound on this organ called the tuba, and you can play it solos or melodies on the tuba. Or you can actually play chords if you add other stuff to it, and it gives a strength beyond compare. That sound rings throughout the church. The other wonderful part of this instrument are trumpets. Trumpets that are way up there in the gallery. I don't know if you can see them. They're those beautiful copper shaded metallic instruments, pipes I should say, at the very top of the gallery, which we're going to be going up there pretty soon, but I wanted you to hear them from down here. So I'll go to the swell division and I'll draw on it. So here's where the sound is coming for. Why do you need these sounds? Why do you need two locations of the instrument? I think I neglected to say there are 12 ranks of pipes up there, plus a console. We'll be going to see it soon. Well, you never know when you'll need it. We had no idea that it would be a requirement that we would need that organ console up back there in 1998, but through the visionary and guidance of one of our parishioners, Paula Gerstenberger, she installed a command module up there, that is an organ console, so that most of this organ can be played from up there. The only part of the entire instrument that cannot be played from up there is this division on the organ here, called the choir division. There are some wonderful sounds here. My favorite is the crumb horn, and many, many other sounds. But we're just not able to use them if we're playing from up there. So let's go to the gallery and see what we can find. It's a little walk, but walk with me. We're going to go through the center doors right here into the narthex and up these steps. I get my exercise this summer because when I practice and when I play on Sunday mornings or at a wedding or at a funeral, this is where I play from. It's a little junky, but we'll clean this up very soon. There are the pipes, and as you can see, like down in the chancel, there are pipes exposed in the room, and then there is some pipe work in these little divisions where you can close those shades and muffle the sound quite easily. And then, of course, there are the enchumades that I demonstrated a moment ago. Let's go to the console. And here it is. Can you notice there's one entire keyboard missing? Here's the swell division manual. Here's the great division manual. But for reasons that I previously explained, the choir division is not able to be played from down here. But just about everything is. Plus, you have some sounds that are specific to this gallery organ. Flutes, mutations, and even a very interesting instrument or stop called the oboe. This is French for oboe, hautbois, but it really is a trumpet. Very nice, strong reed. The one thing that I'm not going to be able to do is, because I'm afraid of heights, is to take you into the rooms where the pipework exists. But it's easy to show you the sound cabinets in the gallery, because I'm not too far from them, and the exposed pipes. And in the chancel area, you can see that most of the pipework, you have to get on a ladder to get to it. And ladders and I don't get along. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of St. Paul's Instrument. And let me know what you think by sending me an email here at the church, dstarr@stpaulspgh.org.